with this right now. Now, let's have a quick look at the map here. I guess, yeah, SHIN against Byun, there you go. And then we're gonna take a look at the map. Now, this is interesting. What is this? Like... all ground units, air units, and structures in the field will have movement speed reduced. Slow zones for air. 706 times 7 to mine out, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So there you go, 6 times 7. So people know. That's kind of funny. Then there's a Zelnaga, actually. This is rocks and Zelnaga inside your main base. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool, honestly. Like, you can mine this out and you can open up vision for yourself through this area, basically. That's kind of cool. It's not like the biggest vision, but it's a very helpful tool. That is really, really, really interesting. Then there is 2 times 10 here. I guess 6 times 7 is like the 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Does that make sense? Yeah. And there are 7 minerals. And that's so cool. This is very interesting, man. Love to see stuff like this. And of course the slow zones to try and protect this area a little bit from drops. Let's have a look at the natural base here. And there's the third base. There's a high ground. And there's the other high ground down here. We have a few bases down here. There's no actual gold base, it seems. Then there's a couple slow zones in the middle again. And yeah, some rocks. I wonder if this is destructible. Could be. Yeah, it's rock towers. Oh, you can potentially... oh, I guess you can kill these zones. I think that's what it is for. I haven't checked out the map yet, so I'm not sure if that works, but it might be... there used to be something where you could kill Zelnagas with these rocks collapsing. So yeah, that could be something that's going on over there. So there's 2 rock towers, and by the way, Byun is going for a snipe on the creep gym. He's gonna keep the Reaper alive here. Good snipe there. Overlord is getting pushed out here. Let's talk a tiny bit about the game itself, but it's, I mean, it's gonna be the standard, right? There's gonna be 3 TCs, there's gonna be Hellion Banshee opening, then there's gonna be the Adrax follow-up with the double factory, and that's gonna be it here. Now, SHIN is mining through this area. He's already opened up a path. He has the Zelnaga tower, and he's actually going for the base in the top here. So he's kind of completely playing this different... Excuse me, yeah. That's kind of funny to see him do it like that. And he still does hide the fact, oh, if the Reaper can get in there, he will identify that this is open. He's even getting through. And he's gonna find about a hatchery. So that's a great scout. So he wants to get this base up as well here. I'm kind of assuming. And he just wants to get all of these 5 bases. This is very weird expansion patterns we're seeing here. Now I feel like not holding this Zelnaga tower is a big issue here. SHIN needs to fix that. He needs to get a Ling on there. He needs to have that vision, because this is a lot of vision that he's missing out on. And finally he sees the Hellions, but that's gonna be a dead drone. Yeah, there we go. And a dead Ling. So a little bit slow to retake that vision there, unfortunately. And it's gonna pay a couple of units for that. He's gonna go ahead now and take this base, I assume? That's such a weird setup here by SHIN. It feels like he's exposing himself on all ends. I wonder... oh my god, look at how slow this is. I wonder if anyone is gonna try to take out the rocks in the middle to try and kill off these inhibitor zones. Slow zones. The Hellion's coming in. He does have the vision. Look at that. Look at that vision tower. It's kind of cool. It doesn't provide too much vision, but it's really cool, actually. I really like it. Evolution shell, but you should probably try to make something. Yeah, there we go. It's not gonna save these drones here. The Viking is gonna hunt down an Overlord down here. Link's being slowed as well. And this is not blocked. Byun doesn't have that many Marines. Needs to bring back the Hellions. Marines are trying to fight off these Lynx. They're in a good formation and they're gonna be very beefy for a while and actually do clean this up with the SCVs for assistance. The Viking already killed two Overlords. There's 2 kills here, and we're gonna see a Liberator setup. So SHIN is very much playing a very messy expansion style here right now. And by the way, Byun is just exploiting this. He's gonna kill another queen. Kill the queen! Come on! Oh god, there comes the transfuse. He's gonna go for all of these drones. He's killing 14 drones. That's a bunch of the economy here. He killed a queen. He almost killed another queen. He's still not holding this tower correctly. And the lair is not even done yet. There's only links behind, sorry, only drones behind this. So it might still be good here. By the way, this map looks to be kind of solid for tanks. Like you can put tanks up here if you wall off this area like that. Byun is not going to do it, by the way, but feels like there is a lot of potential. There's also a lot of potential for cheese and cruiser monster hunting. Monster Energy again here, sponsoring this. I'm so glad we got the extra sponsoring now inside the game, and that's what we needed to have. Now Byun is starting to get everything online. He's getting into his combat shields, he's getting into his 1-1, he's getting into the extra factory. Over there it is at the 3rd base, of course. And he's going into the armory, so now he can immediately go into the 2-2. The first push is about to start, but the medivacs are not here yet. Combat shields is not done yet. SHIN could push this back for now. I mean, these Marines are as squishy as they can be in the current situation, but he's just killing everything, man. Combat shields, 10 seconds. He does get it up now, but he lost a lot of Marines just before it finished up. That's like a little bit unfortunate, but the timing was just so strong here. He's trading so good for himself. I mean, look at the efficiency. It's out of the house, you know. It's completely out of control. We're looking at the double efficiency, and that's only 4k to 2k resources. That's insane value. Now we're finally getting into a baneling nest here, as well as the hive for SHIN, but he needs to keep on defending this, and he's like, with this weird base setup, he's super spread out. Maybe he didn't want to have this area abused by the Terran player, so he was trying to create like a situation for himself there. He has a lot of tech here on the natural as well. SHIN is kind of spreading himself extremely thin here, it feels like. And yeah, Byun is just taking a very compact high ground base setup, and he can go into this base here, and it feels like this map screams Terran for me if I just look at it. You can have 5 bases as compact as that. Like, there's 1 ramp to defend, there's a 2nd ramp to defend, and there's your 3rd entrance. That's about it. And then there's your back door if you don't scout it, I guess. Yeah, you can mine through it. But if you set up a tank there or something, then you can hold it indefinitely. Now he's trading against the roaches quite decently here. Going into Widow Mines, though, is a little bit questionable in my opinion here. Not going into the what are they called? Tanks here as much. Not sure about this. I mean, he's playing a roach composition at this point. You could go into the tanks. I guess it's kind of nasty against Ravagers. But I mean, what do Widow Mines do for you in this situation? They're like a 1-bile hit, so not sure. Byun needs to be careful with this group of Marines here. He could get overwhelmed in the chase if he runs into the inhibitor zones there, slow zones. He's gonna just stand the ground and fight for now. He's fighting at the north as well. Needs to dodge some bites there. It feels like he's trading better and better in every engagement here. And he's just fighting Marines. Or roaches with Marines, it's insane. No, he needs to pick up these guys. He unfortunately is going to lose a few there. And SHIN is not being broken. That's the big issue here for Byun. I mean, we're looking at 85 SCVs to 74 drones, so worker lead definitely here for Byun. He has his 5th base about to hit. Ghost Academy very slow this game, but it's gonna be there. And Byun needs to click his 3-3 here. He's clicking a few extra command centers right now, but he needs to click the 3-3 because it's ready for it's ripe for the taking here. He's gonna try to push in here. And this engage does delay the 3-3. I can't stress this enough. This is gonna be a little bit of an issue here because he's not cycling back to macro right now. I was gonna try to push in here. Meanwhile, he does have a drop in the south. That's a drop from earlier. It went through the middle of the map. He's gonna potentially kill this base. He has a bunch of marauders here, and it feels like... I mean, SHIN is already running out of units anyways here. GG is gonna be called. No 33 needed. But in case, you know, it would have just been the perfect play to get even further ahead. So Byun does take the first map against SHIN. That screamed Terran, that map. That's like so compact. Man, that's like Terran. You love to see it. It's like the anti-Zerg map, honestly. It feels so difficult to engage with any melee units on that map. That's like the anti-Zerg map, honestly. Maybe like lurker compositions would have been better, like a Hydra Ling style. And now we go into Amygdala. Yeah, that's not what you like to see. Now, even though this map is not standard, it feels very standard at this point. Oops, it's a best of 3 with Byun up 1-0. In the bottom left we have SHIN. And the top right, it is Byun, playing for Shopify Rebellion. Can SHIN take this map? I feel like there's a lot of potential on this map to break Zergs, but it's kind of slow. It might be just a little bit too difficult to pull off correctly what I have in mind, where you just try to push through the center as the Terran player and utilize this before the Zerg gets up or clears out these rocks and these bleed out. But it's not like the Zerg always goes for the gold base, so if they just spread themselves thin through these areas here in the bottom or something, then it doesn't really do much for you if you just push through the center, right? You're still very far away. So yeah, maybe it's not the greatest idea. But I feel like if you kind of get into this area, take out these rocks, and then push from the low ground to the high ground here into this place, could be a very solid setup. It's still like a 3-way attackable area, but yeah, and you are on the low ground, so you have the disadvantage. Reaper's not gonna be able to block the Satchery. He's gonna try to go for a drone here. Does tag 3, but doesn't get any. Gets a Ling. Zergs have been getting sloppy lately and are losing Lings against the early Reaper. It's not like that it does much for you, but what else do you have to do at this stage of the game? I'm gonna try to kill the Reaper there with the Queen. 1 HP, that tick was very important there to the health. of the Reaper. He's gonna stay alive for now. He wants to, of course, pair up with the Hellions later on, which will come out of this 3cc Hellion Banshee opening here. Of course, it wasn't Banshees last game, it was Viking into Liberator, and then into the Medivacs. It doesn't really have to be Banshee anymore. You see a lot of variation with the starport unit specifically. It's not so much about like the Hellions are kind of keeping you safe, and the rest is gonna be like whatever you want from that starport kind of. I'm still not, I haven't really seen an early Medivac. It's more about like if we go into Banshees, if we go into Viking Liberator, something like that, or Liberator. Ravens and Medivacs probably the least used units from that, and of course no battlecruisers, because they're just too expensive if you want to play a very greedy economic opening here. Doesn't really get you much to go into an early battlecruiser there with that as well. It exposes yourself a little bit too much there. He only sees one queen. Could have gone in there. There was a window. Well, the Reaper's kind of holding the north watchtower. Not really doing anything. He's sitting on 4 Hellions and he doesn't really want to commit with them because he only has those 4 and he's not going to make more. And this is a very fast barracks transition here. He's going into double upgrades. He's not going into his starport yet. It's finally starting that, but only after the barracks. Number 2 and number 3 is not usually how you go about this. He's going into very early stim with this. He's going to go into quick combat shields after this. So he's basically delayed the starport and skipped a few Hellions to get a bunch of extra Marines and get the upgrades for the Marines earlier. Now get into combat shields here, and then he's going to try to overwhelm with a very early Marine push. But it's not really going to have any support from factory units. So you won't really see any tanks with this. You'll see a swap here now happen. There's 2 more barracks trying to come online. You see a swap happen, Byun. You have the money for the Medivacs, swap it already. There you go. And he's going to float this over to eventually produce a few tanks. But they shouldn't be with that first push out, because it's got to be a double drop with 16 Marines most likely. Now Hellions are going to get surrounded, or are they botted up? They are botted up indeed, and all of them do survive. He's getting into a nice quick armory here with this, so he will be able to get up his 2-2 very nice and early as well. And the Marines are already walking across the map, and that's the big issue here. He does keep the vision in this tower with the Reaper, so he knows there's nothing that scouts him, and he can't just sit here. 1-1 is gonna finish up. Combat shields are gonna finish up. The Medivacs need to boost over though. It feels like they're a little bit late. We saw Byun being a tiny bit sloppy there with the Swapperoo. Supply block, by the way, right now. Medivacs boosting across. The Marines have been found. The Marines have been found. He's stimming them already. He was a little bit afraid he can't lose those Marines to a bunch of links, but that means they are pretty damaged here. Need to be healed up by the Medivacs already. And yeah, if he stims again, I mean, he basically deleted his combat shields by that. But there's a bunch of roaches already. We do have a bunch of links fighting at the entrance for Byun's base, and the Hellions are running in and dealing actually the greatest deal of damage. 3 drones. That's about it though. And SHIN is looking tight here, nice and tight. Even though this was kind of probably the fastest Marine timing you could have gotten with a 3cc opener like this, it's still not really doing anything because, I mean, look at this. SHIN is playing an all-in. He scouts that this is only a lair. There's just a huge amount of roaches. It's just vast roach supply, and this could bite Byun in the butt here because he's not really gonna have that much tanks. He's not gonna have a lot of tanks here to try to defend this. Oh, he's gonna lose the CC potentially. He needs to repair that one. SHIN just waiting for the bites now. We see the big engage here. The SV is blocking his own army, but if you can just delete the army here from SHIN, man, he's massacring these roaches. I think we're gonna see the last Zerg of the tournament GG out here in a very swift moment after this is done. I mean, he killed a lot of SCVs. He could go back to droning. He's going to try to go into 2-2. He's going to try to play this out, but this base is not mining, right? It's not operational. This did not get killed off. We do see a 4th command center being planted right now. Byun is dropping another supply depot. He's starting to counter push. We do see a bunker that's actually defending this area. Not really though. And there's still a bunch of units here, but I mean, those roaches don't have 2-2. They're still gonna be able to push this back, which is nice here for SHIN. It didn't really kill that much SCVs or that much economy with his extra links. And we do see 2-2 is quite a bit faster here for Byun than it is for SHIN. So have to wait and see how this is gonna play out, but this looks very good for Byun. We do see the army supply lead still goes to SHIN, but it's just not as big anymore. He's again losing a bunch of roaches here to these marines, which are just standing and fighting. Now he's gonna fight from the high ground. I mean, he's gonna get vision, so he shouldn't really, but just gonna hover over there. I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Now 2-2 did just finish up here for Byun. He's again scanning the main base, he's checking for that hive, and he sees, well, no hive, what are you doing? Well, you're preparing for round 2. So SHIN's plan is wait for 2-2, go again. Are we still waiting to see if GSL is over or gonna happen this year? Well, I guess, yeah. We're still waiting to see if this is if it's over or if it's happening. I don't know. It might happen still. Now SHIN's 2-2 did complete. Can he push in here? He does have a bunch of links trying to come for a flank, but I mean, Byun has a lot of room. He's even killing rocks with the marines right now. He has a lot of action, a lot of supply to spare at this moment. And yeah, the links do make it in. They're not going to go for the flank, but they're going to go into the heart of the Terran army, base. Can he make this work? I don't think he can. I mean, there's already a bunch of marines hunting this. He's losing a lot of SCVs, but he does have 4 command centers. He's going for a gold base right now. As long as he doesn't lose the command center, he should be fine here, because SHIN is not transitioning into anything. He's just making roaches. He's just on 2-2. He does not have a hive, and he's losing all of these roaches. He's lost most of the links in the main base to these reinforcements. Now, if this area gets reinforced with these bio units here from the main base, this should be an easy hold. Now, SHIN is again just holding down the R key. He's making so many roaches, so many ravages, and he's gonna GG.